Deuces. Hey, this is your girl Millie in the city with my beautiful co-host
JV Jones.
And welcome to our talk radio show, Connect the City, guys. On this show, we're going to cover the entire gamut on politics, entertainment, relationships, celebrity and trendy news, and current events. And we're going to connect it all to the city, guys. So let's jump right in. I'm excited because guess what our title is, guys? Love, Sex, and Pain. We have, I don't know if I told Daryl Fletcher this. I'm just going to say it before he gets on the phone and says no. We want him to be our resident relationship therapist, period. Okay. Like we have our sex therapist, Jen. We love her. She's going to be on the show. Before we bring everybody in, this show is an action-packed hour and a half of love, sex, pain, relationships, everything you want to talk about, everything you want to know about. We've got two specialists, experts in their field on the line with us this evening. We're going to talk about lots of sexy stuff. Before we get started, though, on a sad, somber note, we have to be excited. This is our show, right? But we want to dedicate this episode and future episodes to our good. So our really, really good friend, Roderick.
Everything.
God,
supported
Roderick Dunstan. He passed away this last Thursday. We found out on Facebook. Guy. We're very, very upset. We guys just send out love and condolences to his family, guys. You have never met anybody that will support you more than Roderick Dunstan. So we just want to say, his family.
Yes, our condolences.
Our condolences.
Connect the City.
God, he called in.
Should name everybody that he has supported.
He named Millie in the City, JV Jones, DC Knight just supported him and everything. So let's get to sex. I'm just kidding.
So I just have one thing to say before you get started.
Sure, about the sex.
We have a disclaimer. If you are not 18 and over, you cannot listen to this show. Okay? Parents, we're not responsible for your kids. Just want to say that before
I'll be blamed for that. No. I swear to God, it'll be Millie in the City. Blamed for that, guys. Look, we're excited. We're going to break down deal breakers, expectations. We're just going to, we're going to talk about like 6 ways that, keep your sex life amazing. I can't even wait. Look, I want you to welcome, I'm so excited. We have Jennifer Smith. She is our resident sex therapist. Resident. She came in. We love you. Yes. We missed you. Yes. We did this show for you.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Thank you. So sorry for the long intro. We just found out a good friend of ours passed away, and we had to say something.
Oh, that's quite all right.
And so we also have.
It's good to have friends that support you, but it's always sad when they leave us way too soon.
Yes.
It hurts our feelings. So now this episode is very perky, so we are very happy about that. Now, Jen, we do have a favorite now, another favorite. His name is Daryl Fletcher, and he is a relationship strategist, but he said he wanted to come on and talk about sex and relationships with us. Welcome, Daryl Fletcher.
Welcome.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us again.
It is a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. I always have a good time when I'm with Millie in the City.
Oh, thank you. Jennifer, he called in, was it the week before last? The ladies went bananas, and they still sending me emails like, hey, who is that guy? Like, too bad I didn't, we won't tell the comments. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, guys.
I'm sure because he has a great voice.
He's so amazing. Mm-hmm. And Daryl Fletcher, we have our resident sexpert, is what we'll call her, Jennifer Smith. You guys say hello to her. She's so amazing from Florida.
Hello, Jennifer. How are you? Pleasure to connect with you.
I'm doing well. Nice to meet you. I'm looking forward to this conversation tonight. It should be really good and quite juicy.
Quite juicy.
Yeah.
Juicy. That's what she's. Oh, see, wow. He already started. Oh my goodness. Okay, guys, we're gonna jump right in. We're gonna jump right into this episode. We're gonna start talking about love. And we'll get to the sex later. I don't really want to get to the pain, but I guess we have to. We're going to talk about relationships. And I wanted to start with both of you guys because we want to talk about deal breakers and expectations. I want to read you something. And I'll start with beautiful Jennifer Smith. You should see her on Instagram because she is, oh my gosh, love her. Love. And after I read this statement, I kind of want you guys, I want Jennifer to give her thoughts, and Mr. Fletcher, I'd like to give you your thoughts. What they were saying is there is absolutely nothing wrong with having standards, okay? But what happens when your unspoken ideals are projected onto the other person? The fact of the matter is that having a deal breaker is one thing. Everyone should have boundaries. So this is where we get caught up but you set your sights on someone who you believe will fit that specific superficial need that you are fixated on, and then get upset when they don't deliver the way you thought they should. It's something totally different. It's not fair to the other person to be boxed into some like storybook mold. That is an unrealistic expectation, and it is an absolute relationship killer. I think I might be guilty of this at one time or another. Jennifer, what do you say to that?
I think that people definitely go into. Wait, we're talking about sex, or we're talking about relationships?
We talk about relationships first, and then the juicy part later, Jennifer. The juicy part later.
Okay, relationships. I think people go in with certain expectations into relationships that are not. They're not realistic. And mainly I find that they're not realistic because they don't have those same expectations for themselves. You can't go into a relationship wanting or expect someone to do something for you that you can't even do for yourself.
Great
so
point.
I find that the personal relationships they have with themselves, it doesn't translate to what they want in their outside relationships. And I see that a lot, and that's something that I really try to work on with clients is have you done the work on yourself first? And then you can project on what you want from somebody else.
Great point.
So that's kind of my stance on it.
Excellent. Mr. Fletcher, we already know.
Yeah, we can't wait to hear your response, Mr. Fletcher.
To hear what you have to say about
please let us
what. I can't. I'm so anxious for hearing him to speak on what I just spoke about. What are your thoughts?
Well, I would have to say that many times people have these expectations, just like Jennifer said, that they don't even actually demand on themselves. But the true understanding of that is that people fall in love with an idea more than they fall in love with the person, and so that is the danger that we face. Many times going into a relationship, you have this high expectation, you have this high hopes of what you want them to be, rather than actually accepting them for who they actually are. And I call it the fairy tale syndrome. And so when you have the fairy tale syndrome, you want the Prince Charming, you want the Cinderella type effect in your life. However, rarely do we see, or have we ever heard, what Cinderella turned out to be? Did she gain weight? Did she start having kids? Did she let herself go? We always want to have that happily ever after, but we rarely hear after what happens at happily ever after. So it's important that we don't get tangled up into this fantasy world of high expectations and then beginning to put a demand on someone who can't even live up to it. And it's unfortunate that's how many people live their lives, because they have this idea. They're not in love with that person. They're in love with the idea that they had that person will be.
And so once they
I
don't,
agree.
and so once they don't live up to that, that's when the problems start.
Yeah, I put it like this: if you go into a relationship empty, you will blame that person for not filling you up. And it's not their responsibility to fill you up. it's their responsibility to stir the pot of whatever you got going on within yourself, because they will set off certain triggers. So those triggers can be positive or negative. But the key is understanding, coming to the table with something already in your pot, not expecting somebody to fill you up.
In your
Yeah. In your pot.
Love
In the
it.
pot.
I totally agree. And I think that when people get into relationships and you have certain expectations and then someone doesn't meet them, then you're already setting yourself up for failure of disappointment. Because if that person doesn't even know what those expectations are, then how will they know what they're going to live up to, or what is expected of them, you know? And then people come out devastated from those relationships, like, oh, he didn't buy me flowers, or he didn't do this. But did you tell him? Did he know that? Did you tell him those were your expectations in the relationship? And most of the time, people don't ever really voice their expectations. They just assume the other person should know.
And I'm going to ask you something about that. It's a couple of things we need to discuss on that, because you can't just bombard somebody either with, you know what, this is what I expect, this is what I want, and then bombard them. What do you do? How do you handle that, guys, when you just want to, you like that? Because you know, you could have had a relationship that was, you know,
where they did nothing.
Or what you could have had, like I've always said, this is kind of weird. I've always said that it's only a couple men I've been able to say this to, but the couple of men I have been able to say this to, I've said this to them, you've kind of ruined it for all other men now. Do you know, and maybe that's a bad thing to say, but kind of they did, you know, now there's where your expectations come in, wouldn't you think? So how do you do that?
Well, let's flip the case for a second. And I just want to kind of paint a picture.
Okay.
You had to say this to you say a couple of men that they ruined it for, you know, for the next man to come along.
Okay.
Well, that kind of subconsciously set yourself up that you weren't going to be with another man, that you were automatically going to be with someone else. So why is it that those people who treated you so well, that you're not with those particular people? Because now we have to take an introspective look of why am I not with that ideal? They were perfect for me, or I love blank about them, but we're still not together. So what is it about me that I have to take that mirror of and begin to say, you know what, I need to do some work? And that's the dangerous part of it, that we sometimes, I believe Jennifer was alluding to earlier, saying, have you done the work? Have you done the work? And being, put it like this, are you the person you're looking for is looking for?
Wait.
Because
are you the say it again. Say it again for our callers.
You're looking for, are they looking for you? Are you the nut to somebody's screw?
Yeah, that goes right along with the rest of the show, doesn't it? That goes. That was a bad. Okay, that wasn't a good comment. It's the truth.
Wow.
But here's the thing. We have an ideal list of what we expect and what we look for in a mate. However, are we reflecting the qualities that mate wants in a mate?
Okay.
So it's easy to tell somebody, I want them this tall, I want them to have this much money, I want to have this kind of character.
Okay.
But are you going to be the complement to that type of person?
Okay.
Exactly.
So how do you start off? You meet somebody, and then what conversation do you have? What if you're rusty, and then you start out the gate wrong? I've done that. Have you done? I don't know about you. Have you done it? I'm sorry.
Here's the thing about relationships. Every relationship serves a purpose. And you should have an ultimate purpose of a relationship. What that basically means is, why are you two together? Because when you understand what your purpose is for yourself, one thing it will do, it will automatically align you with the people that you need to be with. The second thing it will do, it eliminates the people that you don't need to be with. So if I know, like, okay. Point in case, you're in the DMV area, correct?
Yes.
So if you wanted to go to New York, you know you got to get on 95 North, right?
Okay.
In order to get to New York.
Okay.
So anybody that wants to take you 95 South, guess what? You don't need to get in a car with them. It's a waste of your time automatically. So if you get that principle, when you're entertaining people, you really begin the opportunity to understand, hey, you're going in a different direction. It was nice meeting you. But guess what? That's not the direction that my life is headed in. Oh, but he's cute, he's fine. I don't care if he's cute, he's fine, he's doing whatever. That you don't have to get in that car. So because it's going in a different direction of what your life is set up to be. Just like Kevin Hart said, the way my bank account is set up.
You said, I got to check it in the savings.
What? Just check it in the savings, and got to do all that. I can't do it. So the way my life is set up, boo, you as fine as you are, I just can't do it.
You going south and I'm going north.
I literally said that same thing last night to somebody.
Yes.
Last night I was on a date. This is my third date with this guy, and no, maybe it was my fourth date. This is my fourth date with this guy.
Oh, do tell.
And we got on the topic of talking about interracial relationships.
I saw that.
And
Okay.
he said that he didn't believe. He said he was against interracial relationship and he was against homosexuals. And I said, well, the way my life is set up, this is not going to go anywhere for me. I said half of my family is white and the other half of my friends are gay. So this is not going to work for me. You're entitled to your opinion, to your values and morals, but for me, this is just not going to work. And it was sad because, like, we had really great dates and great conversations up until that point. And, like, you know, a small part of me was like, well, maybe you can change his perspective. And I was like, nope, we're just on two different paths, and that's okay. But I think, but I know my old self would have been too afraid to be alone, and would have held on to somebody like this, which just is taking up space for somebody else who's really supposed to be here. But I think, like to Daryl's point, is most of the people that we see or meet, they are too afraid to be by themselves, and that's why they tend to stay with people and be in toxic relationships, or to stay in a situation where they're really just not happy, but they'd rather be unhappy than happy by themselves. And I feel like that's not a conversation that's taught, or a topic that's talked about enough in the home when you're learning how to date, or about relationships while growing up, or even as adults. It's not an ongoing conversation that people have.
Okay, so Jennifer, I've got to put myself out there because now I'm a little... Okay, so when he said against homosexuals, does it mean he's going to go throw a flaming fire, or he just doesn't believe in gay? He's not going to disown people, but he's just not for it.
Or he doesn't want to be around them, period.
Well, which one was it? Because I myself, I'm not gay, and so if you want to be gay, great. Wonderful for you, but okay, I'm good. So now I feel bad.
He said that he said he didn't like gays because he thought that they were trying to dilute the population, and that they were killing off the bloodline.
What?
That was his rationale.
Oh, I know you couldn't run out of that. Did you run or did you skip out of there? I'm just asking.
And when he said, because we were actually at his place, he had cooked dinner for me for the first time. While he was saying that, I was packing up my things. And he said, are you leaving? I said, I sure am. I said, this has been a very enlightening conversation. And I said,
you immediately
the way my life is set up, this is not going to work for me. And he was just like, well, I wish that things could be different, but I'm sorry, that I ruffled your feathers. I said, no, you didn't ruffle my feathers at all. I said, but your views are just, they don't match up with my views. And not to say that we have to be on the same accord, but they at least have to be able to complement each other for us to be able to coexist. And that your views are not going to coexist with mine. I'm sorry. It's just not going to work.
Wow.
So, and I left.
Okay.
And I I haven't heard from him at all. So clearly, it was the right decision.
And so basically, what Daryl Fletcher was saying is, are you the person you're looking for that's looking? I don't remember how he said it, but so would you say you were that, it went above my head. Would you say you were that kind of person now, Jennifer?
Oh yeah, now I am. Yeah. Oh, now I am. But that's because I did the work of learning myself, dating myself, really, pulling out the ugly things that were inside of me and dealing with them, and really making sure that I would want to be with myself. Like I go take myself out to dinner.
Me too.
I tell myself I'm beautiful. I buy myself flowers. Like I don't do anything for myself. When I meet somebody, I don't expect them to do anything for me that I don't already do for myself. But I had to do the work, because this goes for anybody who's been in a long string of toxic relationships or bad relationships. You were the common denominator in all of those relationships. So you can't put the blame on everybody else. At some
It's so
point,
hard to blame myself.
That finger back and point it to you and say, what am I doing wrong?
Yes.
Why am I picking these kind of people? What can I do to change this? So, at some point, you have to turn it around to yourself. And that's just what I did, several years ago. And now I've been able to be in these positions that I'm not afraid to walk away from somebody who I know is not meant for me.
Here comes the bus. Here comes the bus. So sorry. So let me ask you a question, Mr. Fletcher. And it came up last week. I had no intentions of talking about this, but I'm just curious. You're a man. We know that. We know you're married. But before that, did you ever enter into a relationship if you are not financially ready to do so? Does that need to be broken down a little bit, or is it a little too vague? I'm only asking because it came up a couple times in the last 3 weeks, I think.
Well, you don't want to put yourself in a situation. Put it like this. In today's society, we have two forms of men. One who wants to be in a relationship, and one that just want to play with people. And so for myself, when I was preparing to be in a relationship, I knew what it took to be in a relationship.
Okay.
So part of that is going out. Part of that is entertaining. Part of that is buying gifts, if that's your thing.
Okay.
Part of that is social events. So,
okay.
If a person is not financially stable, it will put a strain, or financially ready to entertain, date, it's going to put a strain on the relationship. So for me, what I did, if I knew that I was not in an emotional place or a financial place to entertain people, I stayed away from it. And so it's important that, see, what we're talking about now is just a simple fact of maturity.
Okay.
Are you mature enough to say, okay, I am who I am, and be okay with who you are?
Okay.
Because if you can't Netflix and chill.
I knew he was going to say it. I was waiting for it.
If you can't what?
He said Netflix and chill.
It's not a date.
Okay, could it be a date later?
It could be. See, it's not necessarily a date, but it's spending time together.
Okay,
but it's an expectation of what date means to you too. Like you got to define what your expectations are for a date. Yeah.
Okay.
So knowing that and having those conversations. So for the case, I met my wife through a dating website.
Right.
And on that dating website,
Which one?
We had a lot of things that matched, a lot of things that did whatever. And so our first conversation lasted 4 hours. Within those 4 hours, we had an opportunity to talk about anything and everything under the sun. And one of the things that I got to learn was her expectations. One of the things that she told me was the fact that, hey, listen, if we ever get to the level of where we're traveling together, I do not stay at hotels where I can look out the window and see my car.
Motel 6 is out.
Duly noted. Yeah.
He said duly noted.
So,
Okay, look at you. That's so funny.
regard, that was always, we traveled a few times before we got married, and booking those hotels, and even after we got married, booking those hotels, I know where she
But the
will
expectations
lay her
are.
head. And so, yeah, but see, those expectations were communicated. And so it's important that she was not thinking, oh, he's a nice guy. He ought to know that he doesn't seem like a guy that would stay at a motel sick. Or what's the other one? A Red Roof Inn. He doesn't seem like a guy who looks like who would stay at a Red Roof Inn. See, she didn't make the assumption. She just plainly put it out there. So when we're in our dating sphere, we have to make it clear, what these are my expectations, and also communicating in that language. So there's a popular book out, been out for many years, The 5 Love Languages, written by Gary Chapman.
Yep, I've taken the test.
On how to connect and communicate with someone with their love language. So if your love language is gifts, and then the other person's love language is quality time, don't show up at their doorstep with a whole bunch of gifts when what they want to do is they just want to sit on the couch next to you. And vice versa.
Right.
So the important part of that is people always say, well, you just have to learn how to communicate. You know how to talk to one another. It goes deeper than that. What you really have to do is you have to learn how to speak another language. Because I'm always going to speak my language, but now I have to learn how to speak the language of the person that I'm connecting with.
Okay.
And so
I have a quick question when you're finished too. Don't let me, I don't want to lose the thought.
No problem. I won't. So a couple of years ago, I went to Haiti. The island, in the island of Haiti, they speak Creole. I can't get anything done in English unless I run into someone who speaks English. So in order to accomplish my goal, in order to accomplish my purpose, I now either have to get an interpreter or learn the language. Same thing in your relationship. Either you have to learn how to get you have to learn how to get an interpreter, a coach, or mediator, or learn their language in order to connect with them. What's your question, JB?
So my question is, because you hit a very good point. So communication and letting a person know, like your wife did, what her expectation, or not even so much expectation, but the things that you like. I mean, it has nothing to do with, that you're bougie or, anything like that. It's just, we live life and we like certain things and we prefer certain things. Don't see anything wrong with that. So what happens when you communicate those things and the person says, oh, I didn't know, you didn't tell me, but you did, and they don't listen. They don't take heed, and they constantly say, well, I didn't know, but I communicated that. Do you at that point say, look, I gotta go, I can't do this, or is there a way for both of you to be like on the same plane? Because it just seems to be kind of hard.
Well, let me ask you this.
Are you under the bus?
JB, do you speak another language?
Yes, sir.
What language is that?
The language I speak is the language of, I try to do, not try, I make every effort to do what is pleasing to you, and I expect for certain things that are pleasing to me to be reciprocated.
I think he was talking about French.
Yeah, I was talking about that, but I can work with that what you gave me too as well. I'll put it to you like this. See, you're still talking in your language.
Okay.
Expecting him to understand.
Okay.
See, the key thing about communication is not about using big or fancy words. It's about connecting with words.
Okay.
And so you have to use your words in order to connect with him. Now, just because you said it once, 3 times, maybe even 10 times, does not mean he will automatically get it. Because if you haven't hit the trigger in him to cause it to action. Put it this way: if we were on a top of a building, and I asked you to jump off. I said, I'll give you $50,000 to jump off. You wouldn't take my money. Then I raised it to $100,000. You wouldn't take my money. What if I said, I'll give you $500,000? You still wouldn't take my money. Why? Because you value your life more than you value money. Now, let's change the scenario. Let's put the building on fire.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't have to pay you anything to jump off. Why? Because you have a motivating factor. You have to connect with the person that you're talking to through their motivating factors. And when you're able to connect with their motivating factors, you don't have to ask them to do anything. You'll just present the situation and the atmosphere for them to do something, and they will do. Does that make sense?
Yes, when you have someone that, is halfway agreeable, okay.
Under the
Yeah.
bus.
Now, if you're dealing with somebody who's just hard-headed and stubborn, that's a whole other different subject.
Oh,
Okay,
my
good.
goodness. Okay, great.
We're talking about people who are willing and open to some form of communication.
Gotcha,
Now, if you're
gotcha.
a hard-headed and stubborn person, then guess what? Why are you with a hard-headed and stubborn person? The issue is not them. The issue is, why are you with somebody that you know that doesn't want to speak your language, that is refusing to speak your language? Then you just need to go ahead and cut your losses. And I don't care how much, unless you're in a marriage. Now, that's a whole other different situation.
Okay.
I never recommend divorce for people, because that's a covenant and you have to work things through. But if you're just in a dating type situation and you're constantly having to deal with a person that is not willing to bow or break or bend or make adjustments, then why are you with them? Why are you with them? Because all you're doing is causing yourself heartache, hurt, and pain.
Okay.
And in the process, you're weighing down the relationship. And what I mean by weighing down the relationship is because every relationship has a certain level of pressure that it can survive. And life will throw enough pressure at us on its own.
Okay.
Why add to that pressure by
I
settling
said 5 minutes.
for treatment that you don't deserve and that you don't desire?
Wow.
You know,
thank you. You made a great point.
Please don't tell your wife that I love you. And I really don't mean it in any other way, but I really love you, Down Fletcher.
Yes.
We are going to take a quick...
Listening, so
Oh, man, I was kidding.
wife.
I was joking.
Well, she has a gym. She has a gym.
She
So it's
does.
all
I
good.
kid.
It's all
Don't.
good.
No. We love you.
Woo, it's gotten hot. So
It's
we're
hot in
gonna
here. We'll take a break. Guys, we'll be right back. You're on with Connect the City.
Thank you, guys. Hey, guys, call in.
Call in.
Gigi,
929.
I see you're all over my Facebook, girl. Look.
Gigi. Oh, hey,
Look,
Gigi.
Gigi, you said so much.
Gigi.
I don't even think
So,
I
hey
can
guys,
say it all.
call in now. 929-477-3886. We have two special guests. And we're getting into the sex portion of the conversation. So, guys, call in. 929-477-3886.